Hello there and welcome to equivalent fractions. So here we're trying to find the pair of numbers from the options to complete the equivalent fraction. So let's have a look and see what equivalent fractions are. So fractions that have the same value are called equivalent fractions. So for example, 5 over 10 is the same as a half. So we've got two diagrams here on the left and the right. And we can see that 5 rectangles have been shaded out of 10 and the proportion is exactly the same. So 5.5 is the same as a half. And in this case, 1/3 will be the same as 2 over 6. So in this case, 1/3 will be the same as 2 over 6. So we've got two circles and we've got the same portions that are actually being shaded in. So how do we actually make these equivalent fractions? So let's say, for example, if we were to simplify this particular number here, and we're going to simplify by one number. So you divide the top number and the bottom number by one number, a prime number, a small number. So which number can divide into 5 and 10? So we know that 5 can be divided into 5 once. We know that 10 can also be divided into by 5 twice. And that's how we get a half. Now, 2 over 6 in this case, let's simplify this by 2. So we're dividing the top number and the bottom number by 2. So 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 6 3 times. So the answer is 1 over 3. Let's do some more examples of simplifying fractions and finding the equivalent of these particular fractions. So let's say, for example, we have 6 over 18. Now we need to simplify 6 and 18 by one number that can divide into 6 and 18. So that particular number is going to be 6. So 6 divides into 6 once, and 6 can also divide into 18 3 times. And that gives us an equivalent fraction of 1/3. So that means 6 over 18 is exactly the same as, excuse me, 1 over 3. So 6 over 18 is exactly the same as 1 over 3. And 6 over 18 and 1 over 3 are what we call equivalent fractions because they mean exactly the same thing. Let's look at the question here, first of all. So the question here says, which pair of the numbers from the options completes the equivalent fraction given below? Okay, let's have a look at this. So we have altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangles here. And it gives us the denominator already. So the denominator is what we call the bottom number. Okay, now we need to work out what the numerator is. The numerator is always the top number. So the bottom number in a fraction is called a denominator, and the top number in a fraction is called a numerator. So how many of these rectangles can we see here are shaded out of 6? So there are 4 rectangles shaded out of 6. So we're going to write down here 4 out of 6 are shaded yellow. Now we need to simplify these two numbers, 4 over 6, to create what we call an equivalent fraction. So half of 6 is 3. So we're going to half the top number as well, and that will give us 2. So that means that 4 over 6 and 2 over 3 are what we call equivalent fractions. Have a go at this topic and try your best, and try to simplify the numbers top and bottom as well. And in the class, we'll go through these answers in much more detail. Take care. Thank you and good luck.